Rowena, the first reporter of Group 8, and our topic is all about in Chapter 7, Lesson 1, 2, and 3. And I will report all about is the international and local response on gender issues. National and local policy response on gender issues. Studies have established that being a man or a woman is not simply about biological and physical characteristics, and that a person's gender are social and cultural attributes associated with a person's gender are social and cultural attributes associated with being a male or female. Among them not only vary extensively among societies, this also changes over time since gender is a social construct. The religious sphere can this change to make way for a just and equitable society. While gender equity involves fair treatment to both men and women based on their respective needs, gender equality means having access to rights and opportunities without prejudice to being a female or male. To ensure fairness, measures and strategies must be made available. Strong calls to governments and organizations resulted in the establishment of gender policies in international, national, and regional levels. Another is these gender policies are aimed at ensuring fairness between genders and redress existing imbalances. Lesson 1, International Policy Response. So, in Lesson 1, development is not possible if half the population is abused, silenced, or held back from their true potential. This brief state of affairs makes policy response addressing gender equality issues crucial. Regional stability, security, and prosperity could be better attained when gender-inclusive responses are implemented in addressing global challenges. Societies that protect every person's human rights without bias would more likely become stable, vibrant, and productive communities. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So sustainable development is developed that meets present needs without compromising future generations' abilities to meet their own unique needs. From 1972 onwards, various meetings attended by different governments all over the world discussed and planned how to be the best address global needs and issues. These different meetings ultimately created a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all in 2015. So this blueprint consists of 17 Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs to transform the world of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So according to the United Nations, these are their 17 goals. So goal number 1, no poverty, and 2, zero hunger. Goal number 3, good health and well-being. Goal number 4, quality education. Goal number 5, gender equality. 6, clean water and sanitation. 7, affordable and clean energy. 8, decent work and economic growth. 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Goal number 10, reduce inequalities. Goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. 12, responsible consumption and production. 13, climate action. 14, life below water. 15, life of land. And 17, peace, justice, and strong institutions. 17, partnership for the goals. So next, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discriminations Against Women, or CEDAW. So adopted in 1979 by the UN General Assembly, is often described as an international bill of rights for women. So next is the Beijing Platform for Action, or BFE, was the resulting document of the Fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing, China in 1995, adopted on consensus by the United Nations. It is during this conference the governments and the UN agreed to promote gender mainstreaming as a strategy to ensure that the gender perspective is reflected in all policies and programs at the national, regional, and international levels. So next is the Nairobi, the forward-looking strategies for advancements of women during the period from 1986 to the year 2000, set forth in the present document. Present concrete measures to overcome the obstacles to the decade's goals and objectives for the advancement of women. And then there are 12 critical areas concerned as identified UN Women. So number 1, women and puberty. 2, education and training of women. 3, women and health. 4, violence against women. And this is familiar for us. And then 5, women and armed conflict. Women and the economy. Then 7, women and power and decision making. 8, institutional mechanism. 9, human rights of women. 10, women and media. 11, women and the environment. And the last is the girl child. So next is the theoretical approaches aimed at understanding and addressing women's issues. So there are the 3 major theories that emerge from these studies, and these are the women in development, women and development, number 3, gender and development. Next is the word or the women and development approach, started in the 1960s when advocates called for women inclusions and integration and development projects. Women and women's rights and freedom advocates of those times criticized the policies and programs of government because women did not benefit and were apparently excluded from this development. Next is the WOD. In the 1970s, the Women and Development, or WOD, approach emerged and focused on the interaction between women and development rather than on strategies meant to integrate women and into development, rather than just more beneficiaries of development, which was how the WID approach was criticized for. The word approach asserted that women are an integral part of development and that development can only be obtained if women are active participants in projects and that this project should specifically target. In the 1970s, the Women and Development, or WOD, approach emerged and focused on the interaction between women and development rather than on strategies meant to integrate women and into development, rather than just more beneficiaries of development, which was how the WID approach was criticized for. The WID approach asserted that women are an integral part of development and that development can only be obtained if women are active participants in projects and that this project should specifically target the women's sector. So the WID perspective asserted that women can independently achieve development through women-only project and participation. Next is the God or the gender and development approach appeared around the 1980s as lessons learned from the WID and WED frameworks came together. God focused on social relations between men and women, but with emphasis on the productive and reproductive roles of women in relations to development, as well as the unique relationship of development towards men and towards women. So the God approach saw development not just as economic well-being but also as a social mental well-being of a person.
Good morning. This is a lesson to gender analysis cooperatives. Gender analysis is the foundation for gender mainstreaming before any decisions are made on plans are outlined. And, cooperate is achieved the gender equality. Situation in given content must primarily be analyzed and expected results should be identified. Gender is attained between women and men. Girls and boys have equal rights, opportunities, and the power to shape their own lives and contribute to society. Equality between the sex, sexes is an issue of ambiguity and impartial distribution of power, influence and resource in everyday and life and society as a whole, and gender balanced society safeguards, recognize and makes use of every individual experience. Skills and competence gender analysis focuses the difference between and among women, men, girls, and boys in terms of their relative contribution to society. Performing a gender analysis allows us to develop policies and projects that suit and adapt to the needs of the target. Um, Implication of gender to development activities. Development can be defined as process that generates growth, pro- progress, positive change of the education, physical, economic, environmental, social, and demographic components. Development aims to raise the level and quality of the society and growth or increase all local and employment opportunities without damaging the resource of environment. However, gender relations are characterized by inequalities and gender gaps. This disparity originates from the prevailing social economic condition which are further reinforced by social institution, legal systems, and even by the cause of gender gaps in groups of or occupational society that bring about inequalities between men and women. Equitable development, equal distribution, ownership, and equalization and distribution, knowledge development activities. This therefore calls for proper planning and diagnosis of gender. In a corporate, the gender issue become a conflict when there is a central distribution of work. Opportunities between leaders, even leaders' position between the woman and men. Power relation, particularly subordinate opposition gender, relation that women position subordinate to mean that effective development. It is a process necessary for development programs such as this in the to put stress on identifying and embracing gender needs. On the hot switch, men's roles are given to women, and those with women's roles to men. The players themselves do not know their own roles. How what the players' way of communicating influenced by the status and role of their dialogue partners. How was the player attitude influenced by the gender of their communication partners? The division of labor between men and women. Why women are discriminated in assigning managerial position in cooperatives? Women have multiple roles in society. Um, Communication culture, a culture of a group of people with is a set of norms in communication with each other. Gender culture, set of behavior social with masculine and femininity, gendered roles, a set of behavior, attitude, and characteristics expended and injured of a person based on his, her, his sex. Gender socialization, the process of education and introducing males and females as the standards, behavior, values, and beliefs of group membership of men and women. It identity development, change in both content and structure of how people think about themselves. Performatively, how individual performs on social construction. Permanent socialization takes place early in the like a child adolescent relationship. Peer groups offer members the opportunity to develop social skills. Self-concept. The awareness of the self-realization of a variety of characteristics and concepts. Self-esteem. One's perception of the feeling for self-concept and identity. Past, present, future. 16. Set attitude and behavior toward people that judge or believe them on the basis of this danger. In the workplace environment, sexual harassment, lower salaries, fewer opportunities, which is stereotypical address to women who are labeled and as weak and too emotional for leader roles. So they have they have there have a glossary of terms, communication culture, ginger culture, ginger roles, ginger socialization, identity development, performativity, permanent socialization, self-concept, self-esteem, sense identity, past, and 16. That's all my report, and thank you. God bless.
Good day, everyone. I am Joshua Andoy, and I am about to tackle the gender analysis in cooperatives. Before we proceed to the discussion, here are some lesson objectives that you might identify the importance of gender analysis in development, raise awareness of gender equality as an important tool for policy and decision making on cooperatives, and increase awareness on gender differences and how it contributes to the success of a venture. Gender analysis. So, gender analysis is the foundation for gender mainstreaming. Gender analysis focuses the differences between and among women, men, girls, and boys in terms of their relative contribution to the society. Performing a gender analysis allows us to develop policies and projects that suit and adapt to the needs of the target population group. Next is gender equality. Gender equality is attained when women and men, girls and boys have equal rights, opportunities, and the power to shape their own lives and contribute to the society. Remember, a gender-balanced society safeguards, recognizes, and makes use of every individual's experiences, skills, and competence. Moving on to the main topic, which is the gender analysis in cooperatives. So the gender issue becomes a conflict when there is an equal distribution of work, opportunities, benefits, even leadership position between the women and men. Remember, inequality between women and men hinders the realization of goals in a cooperative. So next is the gender relation. It is a part of the underlying behaviors both in the households and community levels within a specific group or cooperative. So here are some implications of gender to development activities. So development can be defined as a process that generates growth, progress, positive change, or the additional of physical, economic, environmental, social, and graphic. So cooperatives therefore should aim at identifying and overcoming the causes of gender gaps in groups or cooperative society that brings about inequalities between man and woman. It is therefore necessary for development programs such as those in the cooperatives to put stress on identifying and addressing gender needs. Again, I am Joshua Andoy, and thank you for watching and listening.
10 minutes, mahal. Sir, di mo lang ako papasaron, sir. Kita ka ini, sir. Kita ka.